Hey everyone, welcome to the beginner's guide for utility on Mirage, one of the most popular maps in CS2. Today we're going to cover those must-know smokes, flashes, HEs, and Molotovs to help you control key areas of the map. Whether you're new to Mirage or just want to level up your game, this video's got you covered. So let's jump right in. Alright everybody, we're going to start this map off by looking at the T side utility, and arguably the most powerful piece of utility on the T side is the window smoke. To throw that, you're going to get yourself into this stuck position between the wall and the garbage can right here. And then you're going to find this peg and this antenna, and then you're going to go in between those where the red would meet the tan, just like this. And then you're going to hold D until you start moving forward a little bit, and then you're going to give the smoke a jump throw. And it'll look something like this. And this is a really important smoke to be throwing almost every single round because it'll deny the CTs from getting any information on how many Ts are going out top mid. Another common place CTs might come into mid to take a peek is from this connector spot right here. And we can also smoke this off from T-spawn by getting onto the other side of the trash can along this wall here. Then you're going to find the center of this door, go slightly to the left of it in the middle of this tan area, just like this, and then simply jump throw the smoke. It'll land on one of the stairs and connector and block off the entire view for any CTs that are trying to play inside of it. If you don't want to spend another smoke on smoking off connector, what you can do is throw a molly instead, and to do this you're going to peek until you can see this window right here, but you do have to be careful that a CT could already be in con. But you're going to aim in the middle of this part of the wall right here, take a couple steps and throw the molly. It'll bounce off the back wall here in connector and make it so that any CTs that push in can't play in this position and look towards top mid. And you can also do the same thing with an HE, so you can throw it in the same lineup, or you can even throw it a little bit lower so that it catches any CTs that are trying to play down on the stairs, so something like this instead. You can get out top mid without being seen from window and potentially not being seen from con by throwing the smoke that lands on cat. So for this, you're going to get on top of this garbage can, then you're going to aim at this tip of the antenna and then left click throw. One thing to note about this smoke, as you're coming out towards top mid here, even though window won't be able to see you, there is a very small amount of time that people in con will be able to see you, so make sure you get over quick or are pre-aiming these angles. You can flash mid to support your teammates on any of your mid takes by getting onto this platform here, aiming in the center of this peg, taking a couple steps and jump throwing the flash. It'll look like this. From the CT's perspectives, if they are playing window, it'll look something like this. It'll also catch people up cat. And even if the people in window jumped into bottom mid, it'll get them too. If you're stuck at top mid behind these boxes here and you want to smoke off window, you can do that by getting along this back wall right here. Then you're going to aim at the bottom of this central antenna, just like this, take a couple steps and throw the smoke. Something like that. If you're just coming out mid by yourself, one thing you can do to flash yourself out is to aim at the top left corner of this part of the catwalk railing, and then as you're running, you're going to left click throw the flash, and it'll bounce out of your view, but it'll be in the view of any of the CTs that are looking towards top mid. So now that you've taken mid control, you may be tempted to split over towards B, and the only limitation to you doing that right now is any of the CTs on the A site that are peeking towards catwalk. You can smoke this off top connector right here by getting into this stuck position in top mid, and then you're going to aim directly above the center part of this antenna, just somewhere in this general area. It's pretty forgiving, and then jump throw. As I said, the smoke will land directly in the middle of top con. Another way to throw essentially the same smoke is thrown from bottom mid here, and you're going to peek into con until you can see these boxes on the wall. You're going to shift walk, take a step, and then throw the smoke. Something like that. And now you should be free to go up cat, but another fun sneaky play you can do with this smoke is actually sneak through two stairs and try to catch off any of the CTs that are off guard. When it comes to taking the B site, there's a couple of useful pieces of utility you can throw from this corner right here. The first one, what you're going to do is go along the top of these windows here and these ones here. There's a crack in the wall right on the corner, just like this. Aim there, left click, and jump throw. This smoke will land in market window right here, making it so that any of the CTs that are rotating in to help out no longer have vision towards the site. The second smoke that you can throw from that position is for B short, and you're going to do that by getting into the corner and then going to this wire and this corner, aiming in between them in the middle just like this, and then left click throw. Now this smoke will land up here on short and make it so that any of the CTs that are rotating from the mid side don't have vision towards the site. You can throw a really helpful flash for getting out onto B site from apps by lining yourself up on the back wall here, and then aiming at the bottom middle part of this beam, taking a couple steps and jump throwing the flash. You do want to make sure that you've thrown this flash before your teammates start taking fights onto the site because it can blind them as well, but it's a good way to blind any of the CTs that are playing in pretty common angles. One last piece of utility you're going to want to throw towards B site is the van molly that'll clear out CTs from any of these nasty angles, and you can throw this by aiming in the center of this wood and this pillar right here, taking a couple steps and left click throwing the molly. When it comes to the A site, there are 3 smokes that you really need to know. The first is the stairs smoke, and then the jungle smoke, and then lastly is the ticket smoke. I'll show you how to throw all 3 of these. For the ticket smoke, what you're going to do is line yourself up on this wall right here, and you're going to find this piece of wood, go to the wall right here, and then it's a left click and a jump throw. For the jungle smoke, what you're going to do is line yourself up in the middle of this beam right here, and then you're going to find this thing right here, go just to the left of it, have your crosshair in this position, and then left click throw. And that smoke is really good when it's paired up with the stairs smoke, which you can throw by getting into this stuck position between the wall and the beam. And then you're going to find this dark spot on the wall, go up to the grout, and you're just going to right and left click and then jump throw. One of the most common flashes you're going to see being thrown towards a site is the lantern flash, and you can throw this by aligning yourself in the center of this door and then aiming just above the center of the lantern and then giving it a left click throw. Now this flash will blind almost any of the CTs that are looking towards ramp whatsoever. To deal with this angle here when you're coming out palace, what you can do is line yourself up on the left side of this pillar, just like this, and then you're going to find the top part of the wall right here, go into the middle of it, and then aim slightly below it. And then you're going to take a bunch of steps and then left click throw the molly. It'll go through this hole and then pop on the ground, clearing out any CTs from these positions. Over here on the CT side, if you want to stop the Ts from coming up a ramp at the beginning of the round, one thing you can do is throw this molly, and for this you're going to aim in the center of this wall right here, take some steps, and then left click throw. It's pretty forgiving, but it'll land in this area and make sure that the Ts have to take some damage if they want to get up. Or alternatively, you can get into this corner right here, like so, and then have a smoke right in the middle of these 2 posts right here on the top of the box, and then simply left click throw. You can smoke off bottom con from this position by aiming at the bottom of this long pushed out brick right here in between the edge of the arch and this beam like this. And then you're going to run and then throw when you would hit the arch, and this smoke will land in this position here, making it so that you can focus on looking towards cat without having to worry about the Ts coming up through con. You can also use this smoke to peek from con towards top mid and obscure the T's view on you just a little bit. You can throw a flash for your teammates that are fighting mid by going to the right of this peg on the wall, taking a couple steps and jump throwing the flash like this. From the T's point of view, if they're just coming up the mid ramp, it'll look like this. And if they're already up at the boxes peeking towards window, it'll look something like this. You can flash for your teammate to take ramp control from triple box. So what you're going to do is get into this stuck position right here, aim to the left of this edge of the wall right here at the height of these 2 things right up here. So your crosshair is going to be in this position, and then you're going to left click throw. From the T's perspective, if they're holding the ramp push like this, they'll get absolutely destroyed. And this will let your teammate swing into a bunch of blind T's. If you want to smoke off Palace and you're over here by jungle, one thing you can do is line yourself up with this tan part of the wall. Then you're going to find the leftmost peg on the wall where it would meet it. And then you're going to left click, run, and throw the smoke. So if you're playing in window on the CT side and the T's keep smoking off window, something like this, one thing you can do is get into this stuck position right here. Then you're going to aim at the corner of this cardboard box. There's a dark spot on the ground. Aim at that, right click, and then jump throw. This will clear the smoke, making you able to peek top mid, and it won't do any damage to you. If you know that you have a T that is stuck behind the mid boxes right there and you want to flush them out, one thing you can do is get yourself aligned on the back wall and window. Then you're going to aim at the left tip of this brick, run, and then left click throw, and this will flush out any of the T's that are hiding behind the boxes. You can throw the bottom con smoke from cat without ever having to peek into mid by getting into this stuck position right here, and then you're going to aim at the corner of this blue tarp just like this, and then left click throw. Over towards the B site, you can smoke off apps by getting into this position here between the wall and the garbage can. Then you're going to find this light strip of green next to this dark spot on the tarp, aim at the tip of it, and then left click throw. This smoke will actually bounce off of the door frame into here and pop all the way inside so that the T's can't come past that. You can molly off the entrance to apps by getting into this position right here on the box. And then you're going to spin around and aim below this dark mark on the wall, something like this. Take a couple steps and left click throw your molly. Last but not least is a very powerful pop flash for B apps. What you're going to do is get into this stuck position between this column and the wall. Then you're going to aim just to the bottom left of this pole and left click throw. This flash is absolutely nasty for any of the T's that have started to come up through apps, and it'll absolutely destroy them. And that will pretty much do it for the basic utility on Mirage. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check the description for a playlist of all the other maps in this series, as well as a bunch of free refrag trial codes. And with that out of the way, I'll see you in the next one.